everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to A Vintage Vanity. I'm super excited for today's video because, well, you guys are here. As well as I'm equal parts excited, but yet also terrified for this video because I'm gonna challenge myself to see if I can make a top in 4 hours. I know I can make a skirt in 4 hours, but can I make a top in 4 hours? We're about to find out. So, with that being said, because of the lighting and the camera setup, I'm not going to be showing you guys any footage from the sewing machine just because we only have 4 hours and that's, yes, I want to spend most of that time sewing. So we've got fabric, we've got patterns. So let's actually look through the old patterns and figure out what we're going to make. Now, oh boy, I mostly have dresses, so it's going to be, why did I buy this? I don't know. I mostly have dresses, so it's going to be really slim pickings, I think, for tops. But, ooh, here's some cute tops. Okay, I'm going to pull that out. What this has actually shown me is that I need to buy more patterns for tops, because this is all I have. I'm not going to use anything out of any of the books that I have, just because it does take a while to trace patterns. And again, 4 hours. So I want to be realistic about what we can do. So we've got a couple of patterns here. Oh, and there's some that I really, really love, but I'm just worried because the vintage patterns that I have entail having to grade the patterns up. So that means at least a couple muslins. So sadly, I'm going to put these guys to the side, which leaves us with our good friend Gertie. So I think these are going to be our 2 options. We've got this cute little button up, and then we've got this cute little sweetheart neckline. Both of them are adorable. All right, we're going to do this one. We're going to try to go with version C, but we might end up with version A. We're going to see what happens in the sewing of this, but I think this will be really, really cute. So now that we know what pattern, what fabric are we going to choose? Let's see. I want to go with a basic cotton that is a non-directional print because that will make it a little bit easier as well. So we've got this great Dr. Who fabric. That's a dress. This really cute. How cute is this fabric? Do I have something? I don't have anything to wear with this right now. That's okay though, right? This would be really, really cute because we need, time ticking. Let's see how much yardage we need. Variation C with a 44 or 45. So we need at least 2 1/4. I don't know how much of this I have. I think I have 2 yards. I think I have 2 yards. Maybe I have 2 1/2 yards. If I have 2 1/2 yards, that'll be excellente. But what did I say about directional fabric and how I didn't want to use it? That might make this out. Because if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, these teacups are all going in the same direction. Yeah, there's 2 yards of this. Teacups out. Oh, this is 2 1/8. Which is still not enough. Okay, so this one's out. Does this one take less fabric? Hold on. Oh, maybe we will do this one. This one takes less fabric. I don't want to use any of these because I have very distinct plans for these. Except for this. No, I don't think I want that as a top. This is a knit. I don't want to deal with a knit right now. Fudge sickles! Okay. Why am I buying everything in like 2 yards? Why do I do that to myself? I really want to make it out of this. I really, really want to make it out of this. And if I do this top, it will only be... I'll only need a yard and 3/4. These look like they're kimono sleeves, which is sleeves that don't have that seam around the armpit, so there's a little bit of a okay. Calm down. Okay. Sleeves are a little bit of an easier sleeve to sew and to fit than an inset sleeve. So these are actually inset sleeves. You can see that they're kind of set into the armhole, and sometimes like your movement can be a little hard to get like movement of a sleeve right and fit around the arm as well. This is not inset. You can see, actually you can see it better on the drawing. It does not set into the armhole. It kind of is all one piece. Oh, you guys come here for all the technical information, don't you? All right, so it is now 12:10, and apparently my wizards need me right now, but that's okay. They have to wait. We got a top to make in 4 hours. All right. All right, so the next thing that we need is we have our fabric, we have thread, and 1 16-inch invisible zipper. I hate invisible zippers. This is my big thing of notions that I have. I have all my zippers up in here. So let's take a look at what we've got. I don't think I have a lot of 16-inchers. I have an insanely long red 22-inch zipper. I've also got a 14 in mint. I've got a 14 in black and lilac. I think the red and the black is definitely out. Why couldn't I just have an off-white zipper? So, alright. Now looking at our fabric, because this is going to, because we're not doing it as an invisible, there's going to be a little peeking of the zipper. So I'm thinking that the mint might be our best choice. Yeah, don't you think? Mint? All right. Okay, I have an idea. What if I can try to find a way to bring more of the green? There is green in here. It is just a darker green. It's more of like a chartreusey. But what if, got this bias tape piping, I could bring more of the green into the top by putting this as piping along like the neckline. That would be soups cute, right? That'll help us kind of tie in, I mean, just all shades of green will be in this top, right? That works. It's a thing. It'll work. That goes off to the side. Bye-bye. Thank you for being not so helpful. And then I have my magical box of vintage buttons because we need 3 buttons. I don't think I have mint buttons. I might luck out. I have some green, but they're completely the wrong color. I swear, I had something else. I think Elaine from Ireland may have just saved the day. I have these amazing buttons that she sent me, and they might just work. They're pink. They're these pink vintage plastic buttons. They might be a little bit too big, but we'll see. I think. All right, so, whew, I think we are ready. It's 12:30. That already took a half an hour. Okay, we can do this. There are finished measurements on here, and one thing I noticed is that the finished measurements for the bust line is 49.5, which is quite a bit larger than my bust line itself. My bust is about 45 inches, but the 18 I think is going to be a little bit too tight given that this is not a stretch cotton. So I want to go with a 20, which will give me a finished measurement of 47 and a half. So this bodice front A and bodice back A, I'm going to cut out actually on the 20 instead of the 22. And then as I come down, I'm going to actually graduate this at the bottom to the 22 so that it will actually fit in with my midriff. So I'm going to go from a 1 to a 5. This is just a curved ruler, and I'm just going to kind of give it a boop. So that way it'll kick out so that the measurements will fit from the bottom, the midriff, to the top. If that makes sense. I hope it does. Don't have a lot of time. So then I'm going to do the same thing on the bodice back. I'm going to be cutting out on the 20 here. And as it grades down to that, so that grades up, that should be good. The first tragedy in trying to do this was fast, is that this, where I did the grading from the 20 to the 22, is actually the shoulder. So I did it in the wrong area. Thankfully, I did it before everything was cut. So I'm just going to kind of tape my my pattern piece back together. Oh, Dr. Frankenstein would be so proud of us. Look at that, just piecing it back together again. Forgive me if camera angles are a little weird because I'm just whipping things around right now. It is 1:08 and I ironed and cut out all the pieces that I'm going to need. The one thing that I had to remind myself was that on my back facings and my front facing to cut out a size. No. Yes. Okay, that was that moment of panic when I'm like, I cut out a size 20. I thought I needed to cut out a size 22, but no. For the facings, because of the bust is going to be the 20 and the waist is going to be the 22, I had to make sure I cut out my facings as a 20. So I'm feeling good about this, and now I'm going to iron and cut out my fabric. So we are an hour and 44 minutes into the sewing project. I am a little exhausted right now because I feel like all that like nervous energy kind of burnt out, and now I'm like, okay, I can do this. All right, so now we are gonna start taking things over to the machine and start sewing. What I'm guessing is some darts is gonna happen. Can't even be bothered to put more lipstick on. All right, so I will check back in just a little bit. Okay, it is 2:31. I thought I'd be a little bit farther along than I am, but this is what I got going on. This is the bust section is pretty much all sewn together. An hour and a half left. We have a third of a shirt. Alright, so it is 4 o'clock. So how did it go? Do I have a shirt in front of me? I don't know. So this is what I was able to do. That sure looks like a top to me. There's a couple things I didn't get done. I didn't end up getting the zipper in, and I have yet to hem the bottom of the skirt top, and I have to tack some of the facing down so it just lays nicer. The one thing you probably can tell is I never did the piping on the neckline because I was sewing the facing in when I realized I had forgotten to put the piping in, and I didn't have the time to go back and seam rip that to put that back in. And what you can see though is I did end up going with the very cute vintage pink buttons that Elaine sent me from Ireland. So I love that. And what I've decided to do is the zipper was so short, and I didn't want to hem it up by that much because I like the belly coverage that this peplum will give. So I am actually going to run off to the craft store, and I'm going to get myself a zipper that will fit, and I'm going to come back at some point tonight and I will finish up the hem and the zipper, and then I will try that on for you guys. So the challenge being, can I make a top in 4 hours? I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of say yes, because I feel like I just have finishing touches. This is not even going to take an hour more to do. So I'm going to say I did it. Yay! I'm so glad I pushed myself because I now have a top. Now, the next question is, does it actually fit? I have no idea how long this has been in my hair. Hey, it's a handy place to store things, right? I am actually pretty pleased with this, especially considering that I made modifications to it without making a muslin. And I think it fits the bust perfectly. I will say that the arm circumference is a little bit snug. I could do with a little bit more room in there. There's a little bit snug in the midriff. And I think that either I can't do math on the fly, but I definitely think that there isn't enough ease in the waist, because I legitimately zipped this up and was like, do I not know what my waist size is? And here's the thing. Yes, I do. I actually went and measured it again just to be sure it hadn't changed that much. And it hadn't. So there is not, my waist size is 37 inches and they're about 37 inches. So it doesn't really have that ease into it. So when I make this again, because I will say this, I will make this top again. I freaking love it. I will make the midriff area, I will actually do that as a 24, and that will give me a little bit more room in the top. But I will say, with this fitting the way that it does, I'm not going to wear it as a peplum. But I freaking love it tucked in. Oh my god. And I will say this too, without the peplum trying to go over something, I'm not feeling that tightness at the waist as I was feeling before. In fact, it does give just a little bit, and I would say this is a perfect size if I had something that had stretch in it. Like, guys, I made a shirt in 4 hours. I've been naked. That's great. Final thoughts? Would I do this again? No, I wouldn't. It's just because I had to skip one of the most important steps for me for sewing, which is that muslin, just because I'm not an out-of-the-box shape. And I was very lucky that I have a few fit issues, but not a lot. And I have a wearable top, because I would have been a little sad coming out of that 4 hours if I couldn't even fit in the top that I had made, and making a muslin solves all those problems. I am so glad I did this challenge though, because what it forced me to do is just rely on what I know about sewing. So I didn't refer to the directions a lot, just for kind of like the steps and how they were putting things together. But I just kind of went and did it and relied on my knowledge, which was really freeing and kind of empowering as far as my sewing journey. So I would definitely recommend doing something like this, whether it's you give yourself just a day or maybe it's even just putting those pattern instructions away and seeing what you can do without having to refer to them. I would love to see other people do this, so I am actually going to challenge, let's challenge our friend Bianca over at A Vintage on Tap. I would love to see her making more videos again. And let's do Evelyn Wood. I know she would have no problem doing this, but it would be fun to watch. And also, let's go ahead and do Akram's Ideas. I would love to see you guys do this challenge and see what you learn about your sewing self. As always, I love hearing from you guys, so let me know in the comment section below what you thought of today's video. And a big subscriber shout out to Tiffany Barber. Thank you so much for commenting and watching and being a part of our cozy online family. As always, if you want to make sure you don't miss what goes on here on this channel, make sure that you're subscribed, and you can do that by clicking on my face. If you'd like to shop my clothing line, go ahead and click on that boomerang you see there. If you're going to miss me between uploads, be sure and follow me on all the social media as A Vintage Vanity. And of course, if you just want to keep on watching more videos, go ahead and click on that video you see right there. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye!